Pause.
Let's just do good business at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do business 1,000 other times. I just want to do good business. You know what I'm saying? You know, it comes down to the two fighters. And like I said before, we don't want to do, I respect you. All I want to do is just do good business. That's all I want to do. If a motherfucker can beat me, you got to earn it the hard way. No motherfucker need to be cutting no corners trying to cheat, because I ain't never tried to cheat to beat nobody. I ain't said that. And I'm not pointing no finger, but I know you're the trainer. So, as the CEO of my company, and as one of my close friends, if it's something that's not right, you're doing your job to address it. Because once again, this is Mayweather Promotions. Yeah. So I want to treat him fair, though. I want to treat him fair because we are the A side. You know what I'm saying? We want to treat him fair, though. And I believe everybody should be treated fair. But one thing we're not going to do, we're not going to put no slick bullshit. Yeah. That's what we're not going to do. And we're not going to put no bullshit on them.
Right, of course. We're just not fighting in them gloves. The gloves, I told them, have no padding in it. See? There's no padding.
I can tell you right now.
It's a regular area.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. Fuck no.
Yeah, no, I told them.
I done fought. Look, you can feel my knuckle right here. I done fought 1,000 guns. Ain't no fucking padding in the fucking glove. Look at, you can tell. Look at this. You can tell. This motherfucker already like broken in. Come on, man. Look at this shit.
They're not the same brand.
But listen, we don't care about the brand. The glove, what it saying, but it just has no padding. Can we open it? Yeah, of course.
Who gloves are these? Where these come from?
That's for tonight's fight. Those are from tonight's fight. Same type, just to compare them.
No, we're not going to compare them because we're not fighting in them.
Ain't nothing there.
They're the same.
The same. No, that's the regular one.
But I said, who these come from? Come over these.
Y'all gonna fight in the same damn blood. Ain't nobody fighting in nothing different.
Excuse me. What you say? Wait. Just wait.
All right, what's good, people? It's about the time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate now. I'm playing this video for this purpose. All of these people are around this table. They have the gloves there. The commissioners are all there. This was approved, okay, by the commissioners, okay? But not only was Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Sr. there, but the fighter himself, Floyd Mayweather, was there, okay? This is what you do to protect yourself and to protect your fighter, okay? These gloves, just like I said, they have very little padding. I have about 20 pairs of boxing gloves, and I have some that the padding is so thin, and the more you hit, I actually had a pair on, and somebody said, you training and you sparring in bag gloves? I'm like, nah, these are boxing gloves. And I thought about that shit like, yeah, damn. But I was just hitting the bag. But I'm like, yes. You understand? And these gloves should not be. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't just say, oh, okay. Remember, okay, when Floyd Mayweather did what he did, people was calling him soft. He's a bitch. Oh, if he's all that good, why does the gloves matter? Okay, well, if Marcos Maidana is that good and he's confident he could beat Floyd, why does the gloves matter? At the end of the day, you might not get knocked out. You might finish the fight. You might even win the fight. But it's like you're fighting with bare knuckles to an extent. And this is not bare knuckle brawling, which is exactly what Floyd said, but we don't need to keep going on. You get the point. The whole point of what I'm saying is you inspect the gloves. Even if Floyd wasn't there, Leonard Ellaby and his father is there, and they were not going to let that happen. So when you guys, okay, are listening to channels telling you that the gloves are tampered with, that's the term they keep saying. They were tampered with. Okay, so that means after JD's left the room, they took his right glove off, took the padding out, put metal in it, because it was all this stuff that they claim happened, and then slipped a different glove back on. Or they somehow magically in the corner was able to slide, unlace his glove and slide it off and slide another one on in between rounds without anybody seeing it. I mean, when people keep saying the glove was tampered with, the glove was tampered with. No, the photos were definitely tampered with. I can tell you why. If you look at Tyson Fury's right glove, that's the one that they claim was tampered with, right? There's a photo. There's like several photos of his glove, his right glove. One, it's a swoop in the middle, okay? It's a swoop right in the middle. Then you have this photo where all you see is knuckles and finger indentations pressing through the glove. Okay, if you guys believe in magic, you believe he pulled a David Blaine somehow, you guys are dumber than the people that are making these accusations. Okay. Oh, why did they turn the camera off? Everything that they tried, the poisoned water, they said he was on drugs. That turned out to be bullshit. We're still waiting to hear from these doctors, right? But this is what you do. Yeah, the so-called doctor. And then even one thing, understand, right? These different people on these channels are saying, no matter how much proof you show, they're still going to deny. What proof are you showing? You guys, first off, took pictures of his glove from the first fight, but brought it up after the second fight as if this was pictures from the second fight. So you guys wasn't even calling it down the middle on that. So then you had to add something else to it to try to make it legit. No. I will say this, okay, because I did catch a video from Dante's Boxing Nation where he was saying what people are saying, because he's the one that said that. Okay. He was saying about how people are clearly, they don't even care if Tyson Fury cheated. It's not just on Dante's channel. I've seen it on other channels where people were saying, so what, he's a better fighter. Who cares if he cheated or whatever. So the things that Dante is saying pertains to those people. Not everybody. For those people who feel like that, no, you already know how I feel about cheating. So it's like, I'm not even going to dig into that. That's some sucker shit. Point blank. So no, I'm not going to condone and say it's okay that he cheated. No. What I am saying, though, you still have yet to show proof of all these accusations. And the gloves, don't give me that bullshit, okay? Or swoop glove in the middle, and then all of a sudden that same glove, fingerprints. And you're saying this is from the same fight, from the second fight. Where did he get the dent in his head, right? According to these channels, from the second fight, according to some doctor, some nameless, faceless doctor, right? But at the same time, the same glove from the same fight looks different. Now, if you just hit a bag long enough with horsehair gloves, a certain type of, it'll start to get that smashed. That really, it's just like taking bread and smashing it, and it no longer has that puffiness to it. It happens. It's wear and tear. That's all it is. But that's the point. Did you hear what they said? These gloves have no padding in them. When they're saying no padding, they don't mean there's nothing like putting your hand in. Is no, they mean the padding is like paper thin. It's very little padding. Those are puncher's gloves. Okay, the gloves are just meant to protect your hands. And the padded gloves, that's all it is. It's protect your hands. Those gloves that if you have bad hands, if you have brittle hands, those puncher's gloves are not for you. Simply because they don't have any protection for your hands. That's it. So now when people keep saying the gloves are tampered with, this is what I'm saying. Make yourself clear and think about what you're saying. You're saying that either after JD left out the room, everything was taken off, and the right hand glove was slipped on with nothing in it. And not only that, think about this. If you were going to cheat and tamper with your gloves, why wouldn't you do both of them? You only punch with one hand? And as much as Tyson Fury jabs, you think he would cheat? Why wouldn't he do both gloves? Huh? If he's not going to get caught with one glove, well, his chance of getting caught with two is, I mean, what? Because then they look identical, right? So why would you just cheat with one glove? You know, it makes no sense, the things that these guys are saying, and they don't get it. This is not about, I don't know any of these guys. I don't like them or dislike them. I don't know these guys personally. I'm just reporting the things I see in here. The same way that they're going off their opinions and I'm going off mine. You have yet to show any facts. Even with bringing AJ name in it. Like, what does that change? How does that make... Okay, so let's just say if that happened. That's just like if somebody got robbed around the corner and somebody told me I had nothing to do with it. How do you bring me into it? Oh, you're an accomplice because you knew. Okay, I had nothing to do with it. I didn't know that that person was going to get robbed. I just heard somebody saying, yeah, that guy robbed, such and such robbed that guy over there. He's known for doing that kind of stuff. Okay, so now what? It's my job to go do what? Why is AJ responsible for Wilder? Why is his team not being held accountable? Do you know how biased these people are? That they're even making excuses for the twerk video. Well, why y'all watching it? I don't know about anybody else, but I didn't know he was going to twerk. And the second he started shaking his little bony ass, I just, man, what the click. Simple. So for anybody who heard that he twerked and decided, oh, let me go watch, that sounds a bit shaky to me. Very shaky. I'm just saying personally, all these excuses that they're making up for, it's like Wilder can do no wrong. Everything he does is just, he can do no wrong. It's everybody else, every other fighter, every other heavyweight, but him, he can do no wrong. And I look at all of that and I'm thinking, you know what? It's not personal with me, like I said, but it's ridiculous how people will keep something going and going and going and going and going. Look how many months it's been. And we're still talking about Lovegate. But my focus on this video was for you guys to have an understanding. Because when you're hearing these guys talk, understand, Dante, all these other blue blood, myself, we're not backstage with these guys. But they claim they know how it works. So if you know how it worked, like these fighters that got caught, like he made, I forget the guy's name he said about him getting caught, but he got caught after the fact. After the fact, he got caught. A couple of fighters got caught after the fact. But the point is, they got caught. That had nothing to do with the gloves themselves. It was the wraps. So after that came off and you could see the cracking and, you know, different cases, but same, pretty much they got caught afterwards. This is a situation where it's the gloves you guys are pointing to, right? So if it's the gloves that you're pointing to, at what point can he pull a Houdini and pull a magic trick off and all of a sudden change his gloves? So, with that being said, you guys need to use common sense and better judgment. Pause. You guys need to use better judgment and use some common sense. When you're making these comments, like, so every channel that I see, there's a bunch of people. These are the childish ones, first off, with all of the name calling and, oh, y'all a bunch of coons, y'all cheering for this white boy, y'all this and this and this. I ain't cheering for Tyson Fury at all, and his skin color has nothing to do with it. I'm just speaking from what I see, okay? If I was walking down the street, okay, and I had an actual real life situation where I was falsely accused, but if I was walking down the street and someone said, oh, I was told that you robbed this person. Okay, and? Well, there's a picture of you walking down the street. What did that picture prove? Well, the time that it happened and this, no. That picture doesn't prove what time it happened. That picture, all you have is a picture of me walking down the street. So what does that prove? You guys have pictures where the gloves look completely different. And not only that, okay? If you add the bottled water situation, everything other than Fury supposed to be doping or whatever. And I heard other pro boxers say that. There's no way he was on something because I never seen him hit that hard. First of all, Fury came in at 273 pounds. If you know how to sit down on your punches, and I'm pretty sure, believe me, he hurt Wilder in the first fight when he would come forward because he's sitting down on his punches, he's getting his weight behind his shots. When you're backing up, okay, you're not getting the full power of your shot in because you're backing up, you're moving backwards. And what can happen is if they come in and you go forward and they momentum bring them in, yeah, you can get the knockout. Ali was great for doing that. Okay? Knocking people out going backwards. Fury's not known for that. The man is heavy. He's big. So if he get his weight behind his shots, he knows how to throw his weight, get his weight behind the shots. Yeah, he can hurt you. Yeah, he can, of course. He's just not a big puncher. He doesn't have a lot of pop in his shot, but he get his weight behind his shots properly. Anybody who throws arm punches is not going to be a harder puncher than someone that knows how to distribute their weight and their shots. But there are guys who just naturally hit harder than other guys. Okay, and I think because of Fury's size, people are saying, well, he's not known to be a big puncher. Okay, well, check this out, right? When you say a man has pillows for fists, he never hurt me, right? But yet you had, from what we hear, he had these big swells on his neck, all on his neck, his head, and all of this. Well, if all that happened from a pillow-fisted fighter, and your way of trying to make sense of that is he had to cheat. Okay, saying he had to cheat, because everything that we hearing now, it developed into from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. We didn't hear all of this all at one time. It was every day. These dudes are making multiple videos, and their story keeps changing. The funny thing is when they say, more evidence surfaces, more and more evidence comes out. More. What you mean more and more evidence? You guys are the ones making this shit up. Even asked the question, Dante asked the question, how come ESPN is not covering this? Well, I think a lot of these channels, these guys' egos are huge, man. Because you're not that big of a channel. First off, that ESPN is paying attention to what the hell you're saying and doing. That they're going to cover a story because a boxing channel. They don't know who the hell we are. You know what I mean? Even if they, oh, I heard of that guy. Or why are they going to cover it? Just like saying, why are they not investigating? Like they're supposed to do it because you want them to. No, that's not how that goes. My thing is even still, everything that's being said, Wilder's the one not talking. And let's say this. If that's true, what the guy said that Deontay plans on after he fights Fury. He said after he knocks him out, that then he's going to come with the evidence. Okay. First off, if that's something that Deontay doesn't want out there, you know how the best way to settle that is just to simply say, look, you don't even have to do a live stream. Just make a video and say, look, don't worry about nothing. What happened in the first fight happened. Everything, all the evidence, anything that we need to talk about, everything will be exposed in due time. In the meantime, I'm training so I can secure this win. We got this. Don't worry about nothing. Then if you want to add all that, we kings, we warriors, we whatever, cool. And then leave it alone. The only thing that makes sense to me, that if what the guy's saying is true, that's what Deontay's plans are, it would be because he don't want to put the third fight in jeopardy. Well, if that's the case, why don't anybody from Team Wilder shut up about it, stop making excuses, stop bringing Anthony Joshua into it, stop making up all these other excuses about this happened, that happened, and this person told this person and all. Because now, mind you, not one thing that they made claim to and said that there's proof and that a doctor said, a photographer said this or this, not one of these people has spoken up and said yes or no to defend themselves about, well, is it true that, yeah. We haven't heard from no fucking doctor. We haven't heard from no photographer because the photographer was supposed to be, oh, I want my pictures taken down because he wanted to hide the truth. All these things that's being said, we have proof of, and someone said this and someone said that. Nobody has come forward. Now they're saying, why didn't ESPN cover this, right? How come WBC isn't investigating this? How come nothing you said has been clarified by anybody else? You think that that's putting clarity on something because a sparring partner says, or whoever the guy, I forget his name, AJ knew because AJ's the guy's manager, and AJ even knew. And like I said in the last video, Blue Blood, see, there you have it. So AJ knew. So anybody that says anything speaking against AJ or in Wilder's favor is automatically true. And so when I'm hearing You know, this is a conspiracy because they don't want to see a black dominant champion. AJ's a black dominant champion, but you don't see him as black because he's not from America, or he's not. Well, he's not the same kind of black that bottom line. That's you guys. That's your personal prejudice or hatred towards AJ. That's what that is. So to sit here and say that this is all racially motivated, man, you guys look at Deontay's resume and look, you tell me this man wasn't protected and why the two mandatories, the only two mandatories that he's had since he was champion was two of the bummiest fighters in the division. Please tell me how the hell this was now. Sometimes people can run their mouth to a point where people start to lose favor of them. I don't know if that happened or whatever, but even like the things he was saying about he want a body on his record, how you want to look a kid in his face while his father's body's on the floor twitching. I don't think that's some cool shit to say. And you know what? Even in him saying that, I didn't hear none of you guys say, nah, Deontay, that's some bullshit. It was cool for him to say it. You know what y'all said? Oh, Tyson used to say stuff like that. Oh, so that makes it okay. Because Tyson used to say certain shit. I don't care who used to say it. That's the whole point. It's always whatever he does, he gets a free pass. And then you guys are saying it's racial. But think about it. I didn't hear Fury say anything racial. Deontay said this is war. The war has just begun. Like it's us versus them. What the fuck us versus them? It's two fighters going in the ring to fight. That's what this is. Bro, I don't even watch the Olympics because I get so sick of hearing people arguing and getting actually people not speaking over some fucking, oh man, my countryman won, your countryman cheated, or it was this and that, and people actually supposed to be cool with each other, not speaking over some bullshit. I mean, I don't even watch the fucking Olympics. That's my choice. At the end of the day, you guys stop listening to stupid shit and then running with it and reporting it like it's official because a certain channel said it. I said this a million times and I'm saying it again. If it's a fighter that these other channels care nothing about, I don't care how black he is, it's okay to trash and dog him. But if it's a fighter that they show favor to, then everybody's a hater, everybody's racist, everybody's a coon, they keep saying Uncle Tom, but it's Sambo. They're not even educated on who Uncle Tom was and who Sambo was. And basically they have the racist version of what Uncle Tom, who he was. Okay? They don't even know that. So really what you should be calling people is a Sambo. That's what I call sellouts. A Sambo, not an Uncle Tom. At the end of the day, you guys keep saying the same shit over and over. There's proof, more proof. I have proof, more proof. And it's always someone said, or a still photo with a circle around it. And all of this information y'all talking about is coming from people within your own little organizations, your own little groups, people that's pro-Wilder. And we're not stupid. We know that's what it is. We know that's what it is. More proof, more proof. No. And nobody's speaking up about it. You know why there's no investigation? Because it's bullshit. That's why. Now, as far as the fight being, this was a great fight, a big event, whatever, okay, yeah. No, I don't think that you should not investigate because the event, or you're afraid it's going to tarnish somebody's win. No, because cheating is cheating. Okay, and if it would have been true that he did what was being said, yeah. But do you hear anybody from Wilder's team talking about an investigation? How the fuck are you going to wait all this time, focus on the third fight, and let's just say if you do win, then all of a sudden now I want to come out with the evidence? There'll be no investigation. They tell me they want to get him out the sport. They're gonna prove this. They're gonna prove that. If this was to be on a hush, then Marcellus wouldn't be saying nothing. The other people, the other guy, this guy that was talking, the other guys that was saying what they heard and all this bullshit, he would tell them, hey, don't say nothing about nothing. Just relax. This is what the plan is. And nobody would have to say anything. Why are you guys talking for Wilder like he's 5 years old? Like he's a minor that needs an adult to speak for him? Wilder's twerking his ass in videos, lighting firecrackers, chilling, laughing, singing, and all that, and you guys are making it sound like he's laying up in a body cast, miserable as fuck. This dude is not even speaking about this. He has not even once come to address this shit. And then when I'm hearing that Blue Blood supposedly spoke to Wilder, and Wilder told him some things. Well, if Wilder told him anything, and I didn't hear this, the thing is, I never heard Blue Blood say this. I heard it from another source saying that, see, everything is he said, she said. This one said, and this one told me. If Wilder spoke to Blue Blood, and Blue Blood is not saying anything about it, then nobody else should be repeating it. But all Blue Blood is doing is the same thing. Talking to this person, trying to. If Blue Blood had that information, you don't think that he would say what he know? You really think he would sit there and keep it quiet? Because I'm pretty sure he see the other videos that people make in reference to the things that he say. And the whole point is they're trying to prove Fury to be a cheat and a fraud. Well, if you want to get your revenge on this guy, wouldn't you put this information out first? Because you want to make sure that this time he's clean, which worst, basically his test didn't come back dirty. You know what I mean? But the gloves, situation, whatever. You want all this in the opening. Just like before, a guy going to fight, they're like, hey, man, watch him. They tell the referee, watch this guy. He's known for elbowing. He's known for hitting on the break, right? They do this because why? Before we get in the ring and fight, we want to know. That's why certain referees are chosen. Certain referees are rejected. It's no different with the gloves. Okay? That's what they mean when they're saying the gloves have no padding. But all these other channels keep saying the gloves are tampered with. No, motherfucker, they're not tampered with. They have barely any padding. And when you already have a glove that's designed with very little padding, okay, the wear and tear is that much worse for those particular gloves. They're just going to get that much thinner. So when these gloves are approved by the commission is not going, it's not their job to put their hand and say, okay, they can reject, they can, but if they approve the glove, that don't mean that you can't say, no, we don't want those. You have the right to say, no, we're not wearing those. That's what they did. But Floyd was called a bitch for doing that, right? But now because Wilder got his ass kicked because Fury had gloves with little padding, then, oh, well, the glove was tampered with. No, stop. JD sat in the room with him. They had commissioners in there. And you're going to sit here and say that all this shit went down and they just love Fury so much, they just allowed him to do this? Anytime that we've known that to happen, it had nothing to do with the commissioner. They don't know how to wrap hands and all that shit unless you have somebody who did the shit or know how it's done. And then, no. So they didn't catch certain shit. You understand what I mean? That's why you have someone from your team over there. That's why you have that. That's how. So even Nassim didn't catch it in the beginning. He caught it later. He caught that shit later. Which means they did this shit right in front of his face. But something he didn't see. Obviously, it's something he didn't see, but he caught it later. So from what it's supposed to be, it's like, I'm not back there to see it myself, but it's supposed to be, word is that it's more strict now. They have more people in the room and they take more precautions now, whatever. Okay, whatever. But all I'm saying is, when you listen to these channels and you keep seeing all these people typing in what happened and this guy did this and this, that, how the fuck would they know? They wasn't there. So all these claims, why this person not doing this? Why is ESPN not doing that? Why is this and this not doing that? Why is this? Because it's bullshit. That's why. And you keep saying because it's a conspiracy because they don't want a black dominant champion. He's a black, like, bro, look, man. The dude got his ass kicked. Okay, plain and simple. He got his ass kicked. You guys can keep making up excuses. It's not going to change anything. And all this, we about to get him the fuck about the sport and all whatever. Like I said, you're not even bringing proof. Okay, so how do and like I said before, how the fuck would anybody have a copy of Deontay's medical records? All this photo with the dent in the skull and all this bullshit. Look, man, the gloves are made with very little padding. JD took that glove, put his hand in it, checked it, and then said, okay, yeah, these are cool. Then you got to blame JD's. But you want to know why Deontay Wilder can't even blame JD's, if that's the case? Or why he's not blaming JD's? Because he said Tyson Fury was a pillow-fisted fighter, had no power, he can't knock nobody out, and pretty much the gloves wasn't an issue. He just got his ass kicked. But because everybody's making this wave of, oh, Fury cheated, the gloves was tampered with, well, Deontay's riding that wave right now. Because the more people make excuses for him, it's like, well, it doesn't make him lose face as far as who's the better, who's the real champ, because his fans are convincing themselves that he was cheated. But he remains silent. And that doesn't ring a bell with y'all. That don't make you think, why is this guy being so quiet about this whole situation? You know? But that's what I wanted y'all to hear. The gloves are made with very little padding. Not tampered with. Nobody snatched something out the glove. That's not what happened. And for that to happen in the ring, in the corner, are you really that stupid? Like, I'm not even going to entertain that. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say on this video, and I will catch y'all on the next one.